You guys want to sit down?
I'm okay. It's okay. Yeah, okay, but thank you. All right, is there a motion to reconvene the open? Made by Terrier, second by Moore, all in favor? 706. 706. Okay, so action determination in closed session. Is it roll call first? Okay. In closed session, the board took action to issue a notice pursuant to Education Code Section 44,929.21, employees identified by 2965, 3530, and 3503 shall be given notice that he or she is not re-elected for the 2024-2025 school year, effective at the end of the 2023-2024 school year, and directed the superintendent or designee to send out appropriate legal notices. The vote was as follows: 3 ayes by Gutierrez, Moore, and Hepburn, 2 absences by Rendon and Van Select, and I think that's it. All right. Okay, a recording of this meeting is being made and shall be kept for 30 days as a public record. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. I am here. Mario is here. Mr. Benzolet will be joining us remotely. We asked if you guys could speak loudly if you speak so we can hear you. Dwayne is here, Adrian's here, and our student Madison is not here today. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda? Motion by Terrace, second by Moore. All in favor? Aye. Yeah, Bob, you're here. Welcome back. Welcome back, Bob. Welcome back. 5 years. Okay, reports and communications. Presentation by Mr. Justin Armstrong with the girls basketball.
Oh, basketball first?
Well, first.
Oh, it's cool, yeah.
You guys are in front of the camera though. It's okay. So why don't you guys filter in over here? All right. See everybody? This is the varsity girls basketball team. They won, well, first of all, they won their league this year, which is awesome. And then they went on to win the CIF championship in Division 5. They worked really hard for it, and I'm happy that you're able to recognize them here. And if you have any questions for the ladies,
First, let's say congratulations.
So why don't you guys tell them about your experience? How did you feel about all this? Just talk about it real quick.
Not all at once.
Okay.
The girls and I have been working since last season had ended, so just all the hard work, good and bad practice games, coming all together as one team, and us just being able to come to CIF. And it's been I feel like we made history as a team, including myself, because it's been a while. So it just showed other teams, including people who supported us at home and who came there with us, that how about we really wanted it, and the coaching staff was right there with us throughout the whole season.
So this is Rihanna. Can you guys say your name and then just go down the road? So.
I'm Rihanna. I'm Amber Andrea. I'm Kelly Fritz. I'm Ariel King. I'm Kelly Norris. I'm Sienna Fernandez. I'm David Dees.
And you guys said when you won it, back then you're like, oh, we won. How did you guys feel?
Tears.
Huh?
The tears.
The tears.
Lots of tears. They were all pretty much all crying. Some were in shock, I think.
Just really proud because, like Rihanna said, like if you guys would have seen the season we had this year, you wouldn't have like thought we would have won everything. Like we had a rough season, ups and downs all together, and we really pulled through as a team and came together to win it. So it was a proud moment for all of us.
Yes. Mr. Armstrong, another banner in the gym.
Another banner. It means a lot to them. They talked about it going into the playoffs that they wanted to see their name up there forever, and some of them have aunts and uncles up there. I'm not sure if any of them have parents up there, but they point out and recognize the names and say, I want my name next to my family up there, and it really meant a lot to them. So they've talked about that, their championship rings, the plaque, and just kind of having that championship just up there forever it meant a lot to all these girls.
Yes. And have you designed the ring yet for them?
So a few of the players, the athletic director and myself met with Jostens, and we've come up with like a mock-up, and they're going to send Jimmy a design. I think they said by the end of this week, and a price, and so we'll go from there. So yeah, they got to look at actual rings and try them on and kind of say, I like that, but I want this. And so they're going through the process, and Miss Eubanks is creating the banner. She has all the names, and I know they can't wait to see that go up.
I just have to ask, how many seniors? Raise your hand if you're a senior.
We should have 3.
Yeah, that was their hands.
3? Okay.
Sometimes they don't listen. So. Okay, yeah. We do have 3 seniors. We have 3 freshmen. One's not here, I think. George is not here.
No.
And 1 junior, and I think, is it 4 sophomores? 4 sophomores. Kind of a young squad. So, do you have any questions for them?
Well done, girls. I want to wear the ring. You guys do it. All the things.
All right.
I want to put them all on my fingers. How many ones? All of them.
Oh, Mr. Vincelette was a big supporter.
If you don't mind, I just wanted to let the girls know I was there with you in spirit. I was right on my back, but I followed you all the way. Congratulations.
All right, ladies, congratulations. Good job.
Hold on. Oh, sorry.
So he has a video for video production.
So this is for the video production class. I did invite a few more students, but
Video production helped me become more extroverted and more of a fast thinker.
well, I just want to introduce you, if that's okay. The 2 students you'll see here are Diego's the senior class president, Betsy's the senior class vice president. They're working. They couldn't make it tonight. So they did this video over the last couple days to play for you guys. And then I have Vanessa here that's going to talk a little bit about the class. And of course I will too. So yeah, sure, let's play it. Start.
Video production has helped me become more extroverted and more of a fast thinker. I have learned to talk in front of an audience, and as senior class president, it's going to prepare me for the speech that I plan on giving at graduation. This class has helped me become more vocal, especially when hosting pep rallies and being on the mic. This class has helped me for the future.
Video production has had a great impact on my life and my personality. It has taught me many skills, brought me out of my comfort zone, and opened up my personality a lot. I was given the opportunity to be a leader in this class. Before this class, I was very insecure about what people thought about me, and I was really scared of being judged. Now, other people's opinions don't affect me as much. This class has definitely been an enjoyable experience for me and has allowed me to be a lot happier, and I'm very grateful to have been a part of it.
Hello, Southern Kern Unified School District Board members.
My name is Betsy,
And my name is Diego.
and we're here to talk to you about Rosemont High and the video production class and the routines that we follow to produce our weekly video bulletins.
First, we're going to begin talking about anchoring and our green screen.
So this is our anchor room where we film our anchors who introduce every story that we talk about.
And the green screen, it is used to give the anchors a news-type background, and it is used for occasional skits.
But before we can come in this room and film our videos, we have to discuss and decide what stories we're going to talk about with our class.
Let's go do that. All right, guys, we're going to be needing some stories this week for this week's bulletin. So if anybody has any ideas, can you please shout them out and say whatever all that? Anybody?
The yearbook deadline's been moved to March 15th. The junior class can choose their classes on Aries now.
Do you know the due date for that is?
No, I'm not sure.
I have to make sure of that. Also, we read about the senior swag payments, and they're due March 21st.
After we discuss and decide with the class what stories we're going to be talking about this week,
Now we send out groups to go film them, so let's go do that. Here with Julian's group, and they're about to ask Ms. Vasquez about the blood drive. I'm Julian, I'm here with
Ms. Vasquez.
What can you tell us about the blood drive?
The blood drive will occur in the gym on March 12th. So if you're 16, you have to go to the office, ask Miss Desiree for a permission slip. If you're 17 or older, you can just sign up for the blood drive.
Thank you.
after we film our videos, we come back to the classroom to edit them, upload them to Google Classroom, where they will eventually be added to the video bulletins and sent to YouTube.
We would just like to say thank you for offering this class to the students of Rosemont High. It has taught us a lot, and it has showed us many great skills. Thank
Thank you.
So that's a true routine. There was some acting there, but every Monday we go over the board, we write it down. Everybody shouts out ideas. We pick groups to do certain stories, and so that's actually what happens. And Vanessa here, she's been with me for a couple years. She's seen all that. She's also gone out on special assignments. And yesterday she went to the one site field trip in Bakersfield, and there should be some pictures there. So her and another student were able to take these photos. They took some videos for our bulletin, which we'll cover. And I don't know, do you want to talk about your experience in the class and maybe the going on trips?
Well, it's been really fun. I started last year and I was always like much shyer, and I never really, I feel like right now I'd be freaking out before this class, talking in front of a lot of people. So this class has been really cool and helping me develop better speaking and social skills. And then like he said yesterday, I got to go on the field trip, which is really cool. I got to see a lot of kids like myself who can't see very well, and they got to get some kids glasses for the first time, which was really fun. I got to experience that, and I saw when they went backstage and when they made the glasses and everything. And it was just a really cool experience overall. And this class has been really great too.
So you've probably seen the bulletins on YouTube. If not, they're there for you. And so our kids just to get to experience learning how to edit in the classroom, but they get to go outside and kind of get a little bit of a taste of other classes and events that are happening, and they get to talk about it. They get to research about it, talk about it, and kind of inform the student body, the teachers, and the public about it. So it's a lot of fun. They seem to enjoy it. So if you have any questions for her, that's fine. Vincelet?
What's that?
Do you have any questions?
You're in the video class?
No, I don't. Actually, you can see it anyway, but, I'm really proud that Justin's taking the ball and running with the video. That is one of the biggest areas, of course, also where my expertise lies. Let the kids be able to do the job and learn how, because I didn't have anybody to teach me, but when I did get done, it was all by myself. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
All right.
guys.
You need to put it back. It's ready for you. All right, where's that back? Thank you, ladies. Good job. You definitely recognition. Good job. It's supposed to be. So let's get the plaque in and then everything else.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'll just. Okay, guys. RTA report.
I'm gonna.
No.
All right, first of all, I'd just like to say I had a very productive meeting with Superintendent Barbara Gaines yesterday. And I just truly do enjoy our monthly meetings. We do get a lot done. Thank you. And we talk about movies and stuff. Movies is like my hobby, sorry. All right, well, the third quarter is coming to an end next week. Thanks to all teachers for working so hard for each student that we see and teach each day. Also, I'd like to thank the calendar committee. I believe, hopefully you are approving the 2024-25 calendar. Again, thanks to all who worked hard on that. Okay, now with the negotiations. All right, so on behalf of RTA and the bargaining team, we are looking forward to meeting next Friday, March 15th. RTA is hopeful that both teams can reach a full tentative agreement. Afterwards, our membership will then need to vote to approve all the changes and improvements so both teams can finish up negotiations for the 23-24 school year. And again, I want to thank everyone who has worked hard on that. And yes, I would like to also thank Mrs. Fallon Mitchell and the community schools for setting up the eye exams and that field trip yesterday. One of my students, again, already had a pair of glasses, so thank you on that. That's it.
Thank you. CSA report.
So thank you for the calendar committee who got that done quite quickly this year. It was nice, even though I missed the last meeting. But it was nice to get it done so quickly and agree so fast on everything. Other than that, I don't really have much to say. I have a bi-monthly meeting with Barbara towards the end of the month. So looking forward to that. Even though I don't have a lot to say, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. They give us all sorts of wonderful training, and wonderful Cheryl is here. Has anyone, I know you guys visit the school sites and everything, has anyone actually got to see one of Cheryl's trainings for the CPI? They are very good.
And also the high school will be competing on Sunday at 10:30. And I would love it if any admin who wants to go could tell me so I can get you on the getting free list. Moving on to the high school, the student-directed drama variety show was well attended, and the students did an amazing job. The advanced drama students performed Dr. Seuss scenes at Arias and Escort and had a great time. For FFA, we will be attending the California FFA State Convention in Sacramento over spring break. We're taking 17 students, I think. And I just received word yesterday that my application to be an FFA ambassador was accepted, so I will be an ambassador for the FFA to special guests, legislators, and politicians who are attending the conference. So I'm super excited about that. And then, like I said, high school dance is competing on Sunday at 10:30, and I'm so proud of our little team. Oh, sorry, at ABC in the gym. It's beautiful dance floor. Looking up, it's gonna be so fantastic. And please let me know if you like it. And sorry, and robotics is competing on Saturday, and I'm so excited.
Thank you. CBO report, Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, they're all gone, but congrats to the basketball team. I was awful at basketball, so it was nowhere near the actual team, let alone CIF. As Mr. Warfield mentioned, we resumed negotiations with RTA on March 15th. Hopefully we come out of that with a deal, and we, we're excited for another opportunity. Tonight I present the second interim, but I want to thank Desiree and Scott for being here to answer questions on transportation, because they know more than I do, so you don't have to, hear me hopefully, reinterpret what they have to say and hopefully get it right, hopefully not, even get it straight from them. That is it.
Thank you, sir. Assistant Superintendent of Instruction and Curriculum, Dr. Mendez.
Good evening, everyone that joins us here as well as online. To your families, congratulations to the girls basketball team as well, and the information in terms of the video production and the experiences that the students are obtaining through that course there. We had a professional development opportunity with Dr. Fisher. He was here in person this past Saturday, March 2nd. About 35 team members show up here in the conference boardroom. And it was elementary, middle, high school. The topic was close reading, as well as other strategies to help teachers with different tools, resources, strategies for reading and helping students out in the class. So we continued with online professional development on March 5th. We had an elementary focus session with Dr. Fisher, and we had a secondary focus session with Dr. Fisher on March 5th. We also had our oral language regional competition. We had 16 students that participated. So we had the local event. From there, 16 were selected, some from elementary and some from middle school. And out of the 16, we have 6 finals that are going to go over to finals for the countywide finals in Bakersfield. That's going to be on April 27th at Stone Creek Junior High School. That's where finals are going to be taking place. We're going to have 4 middle school students and 2 elementary students that will be participating in the finals. So congratulations to our team and to our coaches, our oral language coaches that help support students, and our administration and teachers as well that work with our students, and everyone that's helped us out in serving as judges as well. We appreciate their help and support. Today at Rosamond High, they had their awards of recognitions, had our opportunity to stop by the awards recognitions there, and then for PCAT, Parent Institute for Quality Education, we had a parent graduation there at Rosamond Elementary School. Fallon was supporting with that throughout the process and the administration there. They had 27 graduates there. Avid, we have a showcase visit tomorrow. It's going to be at Stone Creek Junior High School. We typically have Avid meetings online with the district directors, but in this case, there's an in-person. It's going to be an in-person meeting. At the same time, they combine that with the showcase. And finally, we have the iReady professional development for 2nd to 5th grade teachers. We've been in contact with iReady. And they will focus on running reports, analyzing data, downloading the reports, and then breaking down the data to identify areas of strength, areas where students are doing well in, and potential areas of growth where we can continue to expand in those areas. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Superintendent of Special Education and Personnel, Taylor.
Hello, everybody. So I too want to congratulate the girls basketball team. What a great accomplishment, even though they all left. But I want to say it anyways. Also, I was lucky enough to be one of the judges for our oral language district competition. So that was a fun experience. A lot of students worked really hard and did a great job, so it was really fun to see. And last thing from me, we recently got a notice from Medi-Cal reimbursement because we file for Medi-Cal reimbursements, and our audit is looking like we're going to get an additional $300,000 back for student services and also service provider equipment. So that'll help a lot with additional services for our kids. And that's it for me.
It's wonderful, thank you.
Associate Superintendent of Career Resources, Mrs. Marcus.
I do want to say congratulations to the basketball team. Winning CIF is a great accomplishment. Our 24-25 calendar is on the agenda for approval tonight, and I'll talk about that when that time comes. We're going to be having a job fair on Saturday, March 16th, and that'll be for both classified and certificated openings. We have been currently posting our 24-25 open teaching positions, both within and outside of the district. All can apply for the join. Interviews for CSOs are planned for tomorrow, and next week they'll be doing paraeducators. I had the opportunity yesterday to go and be a judge for the oral language, the regional competition that was out of the Mojave Spaceport. And so for many years I oversaw that program, and so I never had the opportunity to be a judge, and it was difficult. But I do applaud the students that got up on the stage and they memorized the pieces and performed them. And I just always think back when I was in elementary school, I was far too shy and never would have done that. So kudos to them, and they all did a great job. That is it for me.
Thank you. Okay, board member communications. Bob, would you like to go first?
Oh, I guess I can.
Oh, I'm so, wait. I'm so sorry, Bob. I'm all over the place today. Excuse me. One moment. Superintendent's report.
When you're last and everybody kind of already said everything. Quiet, Bob. Yeah, he's back. Trouble's back. Okay. Want to say to Mr. Armstrong and the entire coaching staff and all of the girls, what can we say? That was a phenomenal achievement on their part. And another banner in the gym. Those were always exciting to see new banners go out. Last week I had the privilege of visiting West Park Elementary, visited several classrooms with Mr. Holmes, and very, very excited at what I saw there. Math was, oh boy, were they teaching math. I was like, yes, so excited. And you could tell that, which Larry would have made you very, very happy, because you can tell that there's a lot of professional learning community collaboration going on, because as I went from one class to another, you could see them teaching the same standards, but with a little different artistry and a little different strategy, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So it was great. Thank you, Mr. Holmes, for welcoming us last week. I too attended Dr. Fisher on Saturday. The room was full. So glad to see so many teachers. I want to thank all of the teachers who came out, and anytime we have the opportunity to have Dr. Doug Fisher in our presence, he is phenomenal and the author of many books and well-traveled and an expert in the field of instructional practices and teacher clarity, among many things. We're very excited, so that was great. I also last week met with the Tropico Middle School math department and Mr. Shevlin, and I thought that went really, really well. We have some great math teachers out of Tropico, and we talked about what we can do a little more to perhaps, whether it be after school, Saturday school, during a break, a day during a break or so, to get the kids out. I refer to it as Math Madness instead of March Madness, but something to get our middle school kids out where it's a day with math, but it's also some fun activities as well, along with being fed, and the teachers were gonna go back along with Mr. Shevlin and sort of see what they could do to put a couple of those days in place. So that was great to listen to their concerns, and we reviewed the data that we have from Tropico on the math assessments. So that was great. I also want to say, as you can hear, say something, Bob.
What?
Oh, that'll work. That it's so great to have Bob back. We missed him for a couple of weeks, and he's home now, and I'm sure he'll be back in the meetings in no time. So welcome back, Bob. Glad to have you back. And I think that's probably it for me this evening.
I'm sorry, thank you. Okay, board member communications, Mr. Van Foot.
Yes, ma'am. Well, just want to let everybody know, I got here about 2 o'clock. It was kind of up in the air because the lift that they were lifting me up in quit working. So I'm hanging out over the road for a little bit. No, we weren't moving, by the way. So it took a while for that. But I'm glad to be back. And as Barbara said, I am running hard so I can start getting there. The issue is, of course, relearning to walk anytime you have back surgery. It was successful, so I'm happy that my doctor had told me that my goal is to get you back to football. So I go, that's all I want. So I'm okay here. I want to attend the meeting tonight for one reason, and that is the trans finder, so that I can participate in that. I've reviewed it. I think I have some good comments to go with it. But and then I want to leave also Mr. Armstrong. I worked or talked with Mr. Armstrong a lot about the multimedia, the video, everything that's going on, and we get a lot. I have a lot of good conversations with him. Hopefully, we're working on a couple things that we can do for board meetings, but that's down the line. That's it.
Thank you. Adrian?
Good evening to everyone joining us here and out there. I thank you, Ms. Taylor, for sharing that you got, I guess, the large amount being able to use for some student services. I think you guys have a ton of ideas of what you can do. I was happy to hear that. So I thought that was amazing, getting kids up there that needed. That's amazing. Betsy and Rodrigo, I believe his name was. I think they did an exceptional job in the video production class. That was amazing, and you can tell that they obviously appreciate and have taken away a lot from that class. So I think it's a good program. Something I wanted to bring up about the crosswalk that's right here. I think it's very dangerous as we all drive through there, and the lights blink, and then the students I've seen they really take their time to cross, and cars just like fly by there. Honestly, I don't know how we haven't had anything happen yet, knock on wood. But I just kind of want to encourage kids to look before you walk. I don't know if it's on Boulevard, but but just like later in the day when there's no, maybe like around 3:30, 4 o'clock, it's, there's still a lot of student traffic. So I just think it's really dangerous. So I don't know if that's what we can do, maybe show the lights. I think maybe red, instead of like the green or yellow lights and maybe get more attention. So that was an issue. I saw that we have 2 new CTE pathways, and I don't know what those are. But at the high school?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Raymond, what is the question?
2 new CTE pathways that they've added at the high school.
We have
Because it
12.
says there was 10 and there was 2 more added.
Well, they were added at the beginning of the year. The 2 new ones that were added,
Video.
yeah, video.
Armstrong replacement, so that's what we decided, okay. I saw that I read that the playground, the kindergarten playground at West Park needs to be replaced. Mr. Holmes, can I just share?
We are, I'll get to that one good.
Okay. Okay. And then it seems like the weeds and bushes at Rosemont Elementary is still yet to be tended to. So how do we get that in the ordinance?
That should be done by putting in a work order to grounds and maintenance. So I don't know if the work order has been put in or not. I typically see the work orders.
That's it for me. Thank you. Thank you. Dwayne?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Glad to have Bob back. Seriously.
He's a robot now.
Congratulations to the women's basketball team. When was the last one? 1990? Somebody said, so that's what, 34 years? Yeah, so super congratulations to them, though. Kind of like ADHD, I find like 75 things at one time to look at, and I mean, I'm on the construction committee, so I should know where my cafeteria is being built, but I got like super stoked yesterday when I was coming down, what is that, 30 feet? And I realized that you can see it from there. And all stoked and wonder if like, wait, like, what the heck is that? I realize it's the cafeteria, but that's just Wayne. But another thing is I appreciate every single person that works for us. That's what I'm going to end with.
Mario?
Hello, everybody. Bob, welcome back. I'm glad you're home instead of being in jail.
You mean medical jail?
Medical jail. Really happy about the girls winning CIF. I mean, that's just awesome. I'm a big girls basketball fan. All my girls went through there, and my other girl. They were all on the teams that have banners up there. And 2 that actually were offered scholarships through there. So it's really good. We do good things with sports here in Rosewood. The CTE pathways, great. I think the CTE is one of our best programs that we have at the high school. We have more pathways and industrial arts stuff than any other high school in this valley. And when I go to these meetings at other places and I talk about it, they're saying, oh yeah, we're going to get this. Oh, we've had that for years. And they're like, oh yeah, we're really getting going on this. It's like, I don't know, we've already been there. We just have a lot of good stuff going on out here. A little later on in here, you'll see that West Park is doing approve a contract to get a whole bunch of 10 classrooms over at, for permanent classrooms, not portables, with new playground equipment and all new stuff over there for the kindergarten area. There is a lot of asphalt work that needs to be redone. The ground has been shifting a lot over there. We have a real problem with, I think they call it hydraulicking, underneath the asphalt, which means that the water is just kind of moves around and it allows everything to shift. So it's been busting up the asphalt over West Park. In fact, if everybody notices Roosevelt Boulevard, we could get the same thing. So that would be something to have that fixed. Yeah. And the crossing lights and everything right here, you cannot put red lights. That is something that is county roads. And after bugging them a lot, they finally put the flashing yellow lights up. And that took about 3 years.
The funny thing is they didn't cross, I'm sorry,
yeah.
But like they didn't use the cross there until that Starbucks and stuff. So, you know, like
Yeah, because they go there and then they come over, or on the way home, they swing over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody used to go all the way down to the light and then cross at the light. Funny. And Starbucks probably paid for those lights. Because county doesn't do it unless somebody else pays for it. Cafeteria is, so I'm gonna go ahead into our construction projects. The cafeteria is on schedule. We got a little bit delayed because of the rain, but it looks like they're picking up again. And they're saying that they are not gonna be behind. Tropical is getting caught back up because they were doing a lot of groundwork that really got halted by the rains. But they're picking up the pace again and they're really getting going. Really, in the last 2 months, there's been just tons of change. They've got almost all the flat work done of the cement. All the curbing's done for the playground area and the field. They are now bringing in I call him a gardener, but he's a landscaper. So they can actually test the soil to make sure that when we put the grass down, it's going to live. So they'll be coming out to test our soil. I believe it's this week. And
why don't we just put fertilizer down instead of wasting on like thousands of dollars to test the soil to see if the sod's going to survive? Just fertilizer.
Because the soil underneath the sod doesn't have the right compounds and minerals. You will be seeding that thing constantly, and I know because I did it, and I ended up having to rip a lot of it out at my house and bring in a whole bunch of different dirt to get it to stay green. I mean, and we had to do that in West Park because West Park's soil is almost 100% leachy, and it will grow nothing. Okay. Your gardening, you should know.
I put widgets.
Yes, I was just gonna ask a question, clarification. So these 10 buildings, are they gonna be only TK, pre-K? Because you mentioned kindergarten.
Well, they will be allowed to be used for kindergarten, but they're designated for pre-K, TK.
Because I mentioned it about the sure I wasn't really sure at campus. I guess it's been forever that it's becoming required.
You're talking about the kindergarten later?
Yeah, so I just because it's
put in a work order and
it's like it's a big thing.
It is, it's that mad stuff.
So that's fine.
Yeah. Put that in, we will hopefully get it into our construction meeting in the morning. teachers would talk to me a lot about it, and his parents would call it little beads in their shoes and things like that from the material. No, that sounds artificial grass, and then it has this other material that's right around the slide. Yeah. So it's just kind of been doing that for a while. It's just probably been there since the West Park opened. So I've never liked the artificial turf with the beads in it. Because it actually causes other issues. Yes. And that's what we have over there. We'll bring that up in the next meeting on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Hello, guys. Last but not least, me. Thank you guys all for being here. Congratulations to our girls and their domination of these other schools. And thank you for setting up the bus situation so the kids go out there. My daughter was like, I did all my homework, I cleaned my room. Can I go to Fresno? So it's like, feed the dogs, sing.
Actually, we probably should give credit for that to our athletic director, Mr. Jim Johnson, and the rector.
Thank you, Robert.
I just said
I mean, Jim did most of the work, so I'll take credit for it.
No, it was great. Like, you know, they were able to go out there and
Johnson initially wanted to do that, and sort of just kind of gets to me. Other people, it was a vision of a couple of other people, so.
Well done, well done. Yes, it's raining again. Guess what? There's not gonna be any more rain for about the perfect time to pull weeds. And it's so soothing. Just pull it out. I'm like, oh gosh, it feels so great. One thing on your campus, Mr. Holmes, in like the front area, you've got some plants in there. I call them scudmans because they're spiky plants. You know what I'm talking about? The real sharp ones.
Down the kindergarten. From the kindergarten.
Yeah, like over your head when you walk up there. They're all over the place. They hurt when you touch them. So, you know, we get those out. And then also, let's kind of reiterate to the kids to pick up their trash, throw it in trash, or get them to have them doing trash duty, because, you know, it's in the plants and they're kids, but we can try. Other than that, Mr. Armstrong is gone, but thank you for being here. Thank you for doing what you do. And that is all I have for today.
Honey?
Yes, sir.
I have one thing I forgot. Mr. Irvin, I sent you an email, or forwarded you an email concerning the Bozeman High School audio system. If you want to give me a call tomorrow to discuss it, so we can move on. There's not much changes, but we need to talk.
Okay. I'll call you tomorrow, Bob.
Yep. Okay.
Comments from the public? No. None. Okay, consent items A through H. Any questions? No questions. Any comments?
Make a motion that we accept.
Motion by Terry to accept. Seconded by Ms. Shaminski. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
5 ayes and 5 noes. You can vote. Thank you very much. General, approve the 2024-2025 annual school calendar. Ms. Hargis.
Okay, so if you want to turn to page 25, or if you can see up there, it's on page 25. I just wanted to give just a couple highlights. So we're going to, the first day of school is going to be August 14th. That's a Wednesday. That's the blue Wednesday in the first. And so it is later this year based on where August 1st falls, because our new teachers all have those 4 days of training. So they work 187 days. So we thought that, you know, it'd be better instead of chunking them, you know, Thursday and Friday, Monday and Tuesday. We took that next week, the 5th through the 8th. So those are those yellow days. Gives them that Thursday and Friday if they want to come and work in their classroom, because they do start August 1st. And then the 9th, they can also work in their classroom. The 12th and the 13th, those are all teachers attend those days. Those are professional development and site meetings in preparation for the first day of school. Then we have Because we're starting a little bit later, that pushes our winter break a little bit later. So the first day of winter break will be Monday, December 23rd. And then everybody will come back on January 13th. And that kind of mirrors some of our AV school districts as well. And we try to make it so that the semesters are a little bit even, so you don't have a lot of, way more days in one semester than in the other. So you can see there's 84 in the first semester, 96. It'll never be exactly the same, but you don't want it to be super lopsided either. So that's for that. And then spring break, Easter's later, much later next year. It's on the 20th of April. So we're going to have our spring break in April, and then we will end at the same time as we normally do that last Friday, the first week of June 6th. And there's 20 minimum days, just like we have had this year. And I just wanted to say thank you to our committee members. We had, really after the first meeting, we kind of had a consensus. We just had 4 calendars to choose from. We just talked about the differences for each of them and said, we all had kind of said, oh, we like this calendar more than the rest, but, go back and talk to your associations and see if there's anything that we need to tweak. We came back a couple weeks later and decided that, this was the calendar that we wanted to present. So I just wanted to say thank you to Adrian Rendon, Mary Koskowski, Brandon Ward, Kim Schmidt, Sean Coleman, Kelly Lyons, and Jennifer Curtis. Guys.
Okay, motion by Karen, second by Rendon, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Business and operations, transponder proposal contract, software license and hosting agreement to provide services to the transportation department as outlined in the attached agreement.
I guess, so my name is Desiree Castro, I'm the transportation supervisor. What questions did you guys have for the transfer?
Give us a little synopsis of what it does.
So it's to help us create efficiency in our department. I know we did a survey with our community to see how we could better serve them. Their main complaint was communication at our bus passes. With TransFinder, there is a parent portal app that will allow us to communicate with our parents more effectively. So if a bus is running behind, it'll notify the parents that the bus is running behind. They will have access to see where if their child gets on the bus, they get off the bus, where they got off the bus at, so on and so forth.
It has a looping system involved, so as you know, we all have inclement weather. The Bacchus Road can be washed out instead of just telling the buses, okay, nobody's going to go over there, then we have to call the parents or post it on boards. We can loop it, and it automatically notifies the parents in that area of we have hazards, we're going to not be able to get a bus in that. Please bring your children out to 90th and the Onion Ship. So it will automatically just those parents, not a whole nation of parents, not everybody. So just like on 127th in Gaskell, it may be flooded out, but we can get to another area. If we circle that area, it'll tell the parents exactly, and the route driver at the same time. We can't go there. Please bring your kids to the nearest bus stop.
You were saying that it lets parents know where they got off, where they got off. Are the kids going to use their bus pass to like a swipe?
Yeah, it's an RFID. It'll be an RFID card. And they don't have to swipe it. They just have to be within the vicinity of it, and it'll help with our attendance. It'll tell us if Jackie got on the bus or if Jackie didn't get on the bus. Now, and it's users. Sorry, Mr. Lady. It's a unlimited user, so the school can be able to look it up and open up their app and see if Johnny got on the bus, as opposed to trying to get a hold of transportation to see where Johnny is. It'll tell them if Johnny is on the bus and if he's been dropped off at his stop. With the RFID reader and the tablet that's on the bus, they log on the bus and log off the bus. So if they're trying to get on the wrong bus, it'll tell the driver that that's the wrong bus. If they're trying to get off at the wrong stop, it'll tell the driver that they're on the wrong stop. With the RFID cards, the thing I like about it is that they can double as your guys' school IDs, your lunch cards, all in one, instead of having bus ID and the school ID. So you lose both. It's $10 plus $5. $15 that a parent has to pay to replace a bus pass. So it's going to save us on that time. Another thing is about creating efficiency. I don't know if you know how we do our bus pass application, how it's processed. Our bus pass applications are processed here at Ed Services. When the student is enrolled, they have to take their picture. The next day is sent to me. That next day, they're most likely starting school. They don't get their bus pass until maybe that afternoon or the day before, the next day. Then I try and get it out as soon as I get it. With this system, they automatically assign those students to their bus stops and routes. Once they're enrolled and their information is put into the system. The enrollment office can say your bus stop is here and there. They show up at it in the morning. And when they go on the tablet, it'll show their picture that they take that bus, we'll take them to school. And if we do the RFID cards, the school can issue their bus pass with their ID. That way they don't have to come to transportation to pick up their bus pass. And it's just more efficient for the parents.
So for students who don't ride the bus, will they have the same pass? Or how, would that be a different pass? Like, does it?
So if they don't ride the bus, then they won't be on that tablet. They won't, if they scan their ID, it's not gonna do nothing.
No, right.
Show red. And just take them off the bus, get find another
So
bus.
you should say the D card at school.
Yes,
Fine.
that's my
It's not gonna be in the tablet.
right,
Okay.
Okay.
As well as when, like our pre-K or kindergartners, first graders, when they have to have a parent, when the child gets on the bus, then you can access who's picked them up, grandma, grandpa, mother, father, brother, and we can even install or even have a list of emergency contact. And so, grandmother can't pick them up, we've gone through the list, we can call the emergency contact and say, your child's on the bus, we're gonna take them back to school, if nobody said pick them up. And they can track it on their phone and say, okay, my child is now going back to school, because you work there, or her.
Do you guys get a lot of calls about, hey, where's my kid? Where's the bus?
Look at your face.
Like a daily occurrence?
Yes.
Not only does it help with that.
Do you have a question? I'm sorry.
No, I just have a comment. I did talk with, after I read the paper, you and I had talked originally, we tabled it. And so I asked for the explanation, and I did get it. I read it, I went through, I called Ms. Castro, and I had a conversation with it. And, based on what you and I know about schools, the stuff we use over at it looks like it's in that same mode, tracking, letting people know. And it's going to make things a lot easier, in my opinion.
Okay.
And one of the other things it does is in maintenance department, we're still old school, we're doing paperwork, chasing down parts, trying to find out, do we have this part, how many do we need on stock? And with the new vehicles now, we've kind of solved that problem in a way, but it'll keep track of our inventory. It'll keep track of what we spend per bus, so we know, okay, we're spending $30,000 on repairing the engine, but we've already spent $20,000 on doing something else to the bus. is this bus going to be worth it, or should we look at retiring this bus? It brings all of our paperwork that we use for federal motor carrier and CHP up so they can access it. All they gotta do is a keystroke and they have a copy of it. Anytime there's an accident or anything that they have to be involved in, it automatically does a report for us saying, okay, well, this vehicle was in an accident. We need to check seat arrangements, seat measurements, you know, that as well as inventory, tracking of the vehicles. And it gives us a snapshot of what they see in the bus. We never have any problems with buses. We never think. We can actually go and see what the driver's seeing on the dash. And I can access what the ECM or what the module is telling the problem is in live depth, where now it's bringing in, it may not have that problem. It's something that only happened on the road.
Got it. So you guys are obviously in favor.
They talk to you.
Yeah, but shh, quiet now. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the transportation thing.
Motion by Karis, second by Moore. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Bye. Thank you, Bob. I think we got one from you. Okay, approve resolution 232408 before the Southern Kern Unified School District Board of Trustees authorizing participation in the HBIP public school bus set aside. Discussion.
The set aside is a grant, given to us by the state, to purchase, electric vehicles. So, this year, they no longer will be selling, these, school buses, right, as of this year. And so we're gonna have to start moving on to different forms of, gas, whether it's not gas per se, but whether it's electric, propane, but it just can't be diesel. So we just purchased the 3 buses, brand new buses, in June, to replace 3 of the ones that are old. Well, the 3 old ones that we have, they are still running, and in order, they still run, of course. Oh, where's my train of thought? They run, but for us to, we would have to sell them back to say A to Z. We would only get about $7 grand for each one. And if they're still running, $7 grand is kind of low. So if we can utilize these buses that are running and they qualify for this grant that will offer us up to $300,000 for these buses to go towards an electric vehicle, then why not use it for that as opposed to selling it for just $7,000? Because we will have to go into the age of electric, propane, something. So we might as well do it where we don't have to, as opposed to when it's too late and there's no more grant provision, things like that. Yeah. Any questions?
Yes. What is the range of a electric bus?
Right now, only 100 miles.
That is pretty much useless for us.
Right, especially if we go outside of town, we're going to go well over that. But we do have routes in town that stay under that. Barely. But they go 3. And she does 3.
For the whole day, or just like?
No.
The whole day.
So she can take her bus back and charge it up.
Then that would be it. You would bring it back in, plug it up here, and you're split. So you would gain that back. We wouldn't be able to use them for filters unless they're closed. But that way we can get them now and work out the kids, as opposed to waiting until it's a half.
What's the charging mileage? You said they could bring it back and charge it, but how fast is the charge?
The charge rate?
The buses run at 98% battery life at all times. That's what they consider a full charge.
Right.
The maximum range is 120 miles. The charge time depends on which charging system you go with. You have a 8-hour slow charge, or you have a 4-hour fast charge. So it depends on what the infrastructure will allow us to put in. And That alone is part of the other grant that is a $750,000 grant that the United States, this goes towards doing the infrastructure. And currently, we are waiting, supposedly next week, the gentleman to come out to tell us what infrastructure they're going to provide.
Now, what's the cost of turning electricity's cost? Right now, it's doubled in the last 2 years.
Well, the thing with the charge, the amount of charge rate will depend on which charge we go with.
Right.
So it can be as low as $25 a kilowatt. If we go with a fast charge, double that. That's what we're waiting for the infrastructure gentleman to come up to find out where we're going to be as far as, because I have several other people that are in my position that take the bus to Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain offers charging stations at $10 to $25 a kilowatt, like a Tesla. So, you know, anybody that has electric cars or plugging it in, you're not getting it for free.
Oh, no.
So, there again, once we get the information from the infrastructure gentleman that's going to come up and set up, I can give you a ballpark figure or an exact figure on how much it's going to cost us for charging that bus, on which way we're going to go. But the other side of that is with an EV bus, the bus that we're going to charge that EV bus, we're going to be saving in diesel fuel, maintenance, because as far as the maintenance is going, it's 8 years before one of them we see it back. You know, the warranty on the new EV buses is outstanding by far.
So what's the cost difference?
Well, that's, we don't know. That's what we're going to find out.
So pretty much what you're asking for from this resolution is to have us either approve it and then we could get up to $300,000 per bus or total?
Per bus.
Okay. Or not, then it's $7,000 to do it.
Yeah.
You're not using it anymore. Right.
But up to 300,000, so that doesn't say 300,000, where does it start? No, it's three, I think it's 310 for a type D, which is our transit buses. It is not up to, if we would get the max, and I will be honest, it doesn't cover the cost of what the actual bus itself would. So for a type A wheelchair bus is 310,000 is what they would give us. For type D is 370 non-wheelchair. For a type D, it's ranges about 400,000, 425,000. We can, with the set aside grant, we can utilize another grant on top of it. So we can stack the grants. And there is a grant, the AV grant, we're going on. We would have to get another board resolution on that, but they did say that they do have money and that we do have 2 of our buses that qualify for that. And they would be able to stack it on top of that to get that.
That's the one that we've been using to get our buses right now.
Yeah, that's what we've been using.
Right.
So our goal is if we can't get them for free, the approval is to put the request in or to put it in. It's not to get it. So if we can't get it for free, we don't want it. And that is our goal. If we can, then we can. We better get it now before those grants are going to be as big. That makes sense. It makes sense.
I have a quick question, sorry. So if this was approved, how quickly would this go into effect? Like how fast would the switch happen?
Not very fast.
No, it'll be 6 months to a year.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question, because as you asked, how much would it cost us in charging? I've noticed that we're doing a lot of construction on the cafeteria, things like that. I noticed that in Lancaster and Palmdale, a lot of the schools have solar panels to help with their electricity. How come we haven't looked into that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I just.
No, both times that we looked into it, the payback to offset the cost of the panels and structure, was 30 years. So to me, the panels are guaranteed for 20 years. The inverters are every 5 to 10 years. Just didn't make any sense that a payback or break even price is 30 years. Just doesn't make sense. So.
Just because, as she said, we're going towards electric, I thought I would ask that.
Well, that's.
I'll get that solar panels, I like it.
Go ahead.
Just asking, sorry.
No, and I looked into it for my house and everything, and it's just.
There's no rate of return.
There's no rate of return that it will allow at this point. Now, eventually, we will have to, because they keep raising electricity costs so high. Eventually, I think, yes, electricity is going to be, we're going to have to make our infrastructure in town, not just our school, is capable of, if everybody plugs their cars in at one time, forget the air conditioning. You're done.
I need to go back. When you did the transponder proposal, that was informational, so we actually didn't have to vote on that. But what we did vote on was the transportation plan, so I skipped that. But do you want to finish item C while we're speaking about it?
Yes, I would like to go ahead and make the motion to accept the plan.
Motion by Moore, I'm sorry, Secretary. Sorry. Second by Moore, there we go. All in favor? Aye.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to abstain as well.
Wait, I'm confused now. What are we voting on? What we were just talking
We're voting
about?
on what we were just talking about.
No, I wasn't done talking. I thought we were talking about a transportation plan. Voting on that now. See, I got confused.
So I said, let's go to item C and continue that conversation, and then we'll go back to D. So, are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great.
I don't think we'll ever go to electric anyway.
3 ayes,
So, well,
4 ayes, excuse me, 1 abstained, and our student has abstained. Let's jump back to the transportation plan. I'll put my glasses on. Make it bigger.
We added, I added, an echo to the mandate. There's around 69 for the transportation plan, but for the, on the transportation plan, it's page 4, it's ed code 41850. So that's just that we, what we have to report in our transportation plan. Nothing really changed in the plan itself. I updated the back part for the ridership and revenue. Other than that, I didn't change anything else.
So what I changed?
So if you go to page 4, of the transportation plan, for the mandate, I added a echo. 41850.1. Or is it, no, that's part of it. Sorry, it's on, yeah, page 1. That's just part of what we have to put in our transportation plan as we update the yearly. Okay. And then the last 2 pages of the for the ridership, page 12, ridership driven demographics, and the transportation planning and
Yes, so I would like to call for item B.
Item B,
Motion by Gutierrez, second by Madison. All in favor? Aye. Bye. We've gone ahead and handled item C. We're gonna move on to item D, approved 2023 clean. I need you over item C. We did that, right? We have to do it. So it has to be an ordinance. I can't go CBA, BBCC. Okay, so let's go back to item C.
To C, to approve that plan.
And then that's seconded by Moore. Do you want to continue with that?
Yeah.
Second by Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4 ayes. Are you still abstaining, Adrian? Adrian's abstaining, as are you, Madison? Okay. Item D, approved 2023 clean school bus rebates program, funding for Southern Kern Unified School District. Desiree.
So that's part of the HBIP. So we'll, if we were to purchase the, electric vehicles, we would get grants, I think it's for the first 2 years, across
2 or 3 years.
I believe it's the first 2 years.
2 years.
First 2 years, we would get, an additional grant upon, or a rebate grant for the purchase of vehicles. For the type A, it's like 60 grand, or 60 grand, 60,000. 60,000. Oh, to the,
It's been 60,000 for type A, which is a small spend less than category. It is 78,000 to 84,000 for what they call a conventional long list bus. And the transit bus is up to 100,000.
And this is a rebate that we would get for 2 years potentially for each one of those buses.
Along, there are other incentive plans as well as going with the electric systems that there's actually an incentive where it's next year our taxes is actually $40,000.
Do I hear a motion for item D?
Make a motion.
Motion by Shrinsky. Second by Gutierrez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5 yeas. Okay, item E, approved building resources, cow-shaped ventilation and plumbing proposal, which was board approved on January 17th of this year. Mr. Irving.
Okay, so January 17th, the board approved submitted or putting up for RFP the work as part of the CalShape program, which is twofold. It's a part of it is plumbing to replace infrastructure, mainly sinks, some toilets, a dishwasher for throughout the district that are out of the not compliance, but are not as water efficient as they could be. There's the word I'm looking for. So it would replace old fixtures with new ones that are more water efficient for plumbing, and then the other portion is for ventilation throughout the district to do testing in all of the classrooms to see what airflow is, install CO2 monitoring, and then depending on what the testing comes up, or the results of that, if new units need to be purchased or installed, the district would receive up to an additional $4 million to go towards the HVAC replacement.
If it needs to be replaced after we.
Yeah, after they do the testing and install the CO2 monitors and all of that, if there's HVAC units that are not as efficient as they should be, there's further funding within the CalShape program to replace those inefficient HVAC units. Building Resources is the only group that bid on the RFP. Their cost comes in at the amount that the grant is, nothing more. So if costs exceed what the CalShape grant is, they're on the hook for eating that extra cost. The district will not incur any extra cost because cost of materials changed or anything like that. That's all incorporated within the program.
So all the faucets and like urinal, toilets.
The ones that are identified in their bid, yes.
The old stuff.
Yeah, it's mainly a lot at West Park and TMS are the two biggies as far as the campus goes, which more or less makes sense. Is RES campus is fairly new, and Alta, unfortunately, guys, you don't have that many plumbing fixtures to replace.
Yeah, I see two at Rare.
Yeah, so you know, you don't have any $100,000 toilets over there.
Well, since the limit across the district and out of pocket, I will move it to motion to accept.
Motion by Gutierrez to accept. Second by Moore. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. Second interim report, Mr. Irving.
All right, stand up this one. So we are at, probably second favorite time of the year, second interim. This, for the uninitiated, is current year budget for the, where the district is, and a updated look at, multi-year projections, following, governor's budget proposal back in January. This period ends, the reporting period window that I look at ends in January, or at the end of January. Reports due to the state March 17th, given our board meeting schedule. If I wait till the next board meeting, I'll be 3 days late for that deadline. So, here we are tonight. So overall, this is second interim budgets are coming in at, our revenues are projected at $74.8 million, which is about $7 million higher than the revenues budgeted for the beginning of 23-24. This is a multifaceted thing of what has led to this increase is student enrollment continues to outpace my projections, where I keep projecting a little bit more conservatively than the population jumps keep, beating me to the punch. Property taxes for Kern County have assessed higher. And then there's continuance of the ELOP grant funding, as well as new funding for reading and literacy grants that the district received last week, or not last week, last month, to the tune of $450,000 for reading and literacy coaches. The unrestricted revenues are based off the LCFF calculator. It's standard calculator used by most districts, if not all, that is put out by FICMAT. It is updated throughout the year, so as things evolve and change within the state budget and projections, everything like that. Restricted includes ELOP, ESSER 3, the remaining parts of our COVID-19 dollars. Presently, ADA is expected to be about 336,000. 3,336. We're not only unified, we don't have quite enough to call 300,000 ADA. There is a breakdown of what the revenues are in their different categories. The largest jumps are in the other local revenue, as well as in Other state revenue, or the other local revenue is the increase with the reading literacy coaches, and then the other state revenue. I'm sorry, the other state revenue is the reading literacy coaches, and the other local revenue are increases with that have come along with interest that is quarterly interest payments, as well as reimbursement, and a couple other things have led to just shy of $3 million increase versus first interim. And then right now this is the budgeted expenditures for the district. Again, one-time funding is increasing because we're in that last phase of having COVID dollars. So once those monies go, it's either use it or lose it. Where that money's going into a summer school, extra duty supplies for sport, professional development, capital expenditures. We've including the purchase of 20 acres off of Roseman Boulevard, as well as the replacement vehicles for maintenance and operations, where we've replaced most of the work trucks, and the only ones that we are keeping are the ones that aren't in absolutely dire straits, and then they're, so that we have some sort of backup, and if one of the newer trucks goes down, there's a viable option for a replacement instead of somebody having to hitch a ride with a coworker to, with the latest LCFF calculator, the district's supplemental concentration dollars, so that's additional money on top of the base grant for our unduplicated students, is $13,084,000. And then, as we currently stand, salary and benefits make up 75% of our total budgeted expenditures. There is a caveat, though, that with the LCAP carryover for the cafeteria is not factored into that because it's such a massive carryover that we've put into the cafeteria project that it heavily skews with more or less one-time money for this project. So as we said a couple times tonight, we're still in negotiations with RTA. So once finalized, the changes for those increase in salaries and benefits will be factored into the budget and subsequent multi-year projections, just without having a number that we've landed on for everything that, wanted to make sure that, projections at least are current as to what is active. Expenditures broken out. We're as far as certificated salaries, there's still some openings that have been open throughout the year, which is dropped down the expected end of year salary there, and those services have dropped down into services and other operating expenditures. So the sites that we've had high-risk contractors and et cetera, instead of them showing up as certificated salary, they're in services and other operating expenditures. Overall, there's a large increase in capital outlay. This is again with the vehicle purchases, the land, and the way that CTE has done some of their purchasing for their LCAPA stuff that was budgeted in 4,000s is now 6,000. So instead of regular supply, a supply that costs 5,000. Plan for a day that's not going to show up in that regards. And then our restricted funds includes ELLP, the title program, so our Title I, Title II, Title III. CTIG, which is one of the grants that we use with the CTE program that is supplemented with LCAP, where we have to have a local match with the CTE AG grant, as well as ESSER 3, which is our last substantial pool of COVID-19 dollars. And again, this multi-year does not include the salary increases that, for certificated, as we're still in the ongoing negotiations. Before I get into what the future years look like, I've made a slight tweak to my normal PowerPoint and added in some couple slides from the last meeting I had at the county office of what the state budget looks like going forward. The blue bar is the legislative analyst office, so this is the reporting that does the financial analysis for the state legislature, while the green bar is the Department of Finance, which does the same thing, but just for the governor's office, where they have roughly the same idea, kind of. It gets closer once we get towards 27, 28 school year, but overall the picture is a little bit bleak in terms of significant operating deficits for the state. This presentation is from about a month ago. If the board meeting were tomorrow, I'd have better numbers because the county meeting is 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but overall, the state's looking at least a $60 billion deficit for next fiscal year, and ongoing deficits of $30 billion, roughly, give or take, for the 25, 26, 26, 27, and 27, 28 years. Where this is, assuming revenues come in as projected for the governor's January budget, which at this point is a little bit of a large assumption. Tax revenues, especially for last year, as we'll see in the next slide, have not been near what has been anticipated on the state level. So let me move on to this, this is the state budget, what Prop 98 looks like for the state. So Prop 98 is where we get the bulk of funding from the state for last year, because they, didn't stop apportionments as tax revenue, which they waited for tax receipts. So the big pressing question for the rest of this year is, what does next year's budget look like, and how does it impact schools? Because there's two trains of thought at the moment of the governor's office of, we gave the schools their money, we won't take it back, but we'll take out of their apportionments coming forward, we'll just take a little piece out of that, and then, we'll come up square in the end, which not a ideal solution for schools, and even worse solution for the rest of the state that would like the money that they should have received if our Prop 98 funding was so over what actually came in, because at that point we're getting an interest-free loan, and the state roads and maintenance and human and health services and everybody else, would like, their fair share of the pie. So there's, coming up in the next several months will be the legislature's proposal, and then we'll, have May revise, and somewhere between the May revise and the legislature's proposal, we will find out what the ultimate solution is, probably sometime in probably late June, as the state budget looks more and more crystallized, and gets approved probably after we submit our budget. But so the overpayment from last year, the decline in Prop 98 funding projected for the next several years, in addition to the deficit for these years. Dang it. Anyways, top line is current year 23-24. we're expected to have reserves at 26.65%. Then it drops down to 17.83%. And then in the final out year, 12.93%, which is, all of this is without knowing that, final having a tentative agreement without RTA. So that all of this will lower some, but the overall, it still puts us in a healthy position. So depending on how bleak the next couple of years are, at this point, we're not, like some of the surrounding districts that are looking at doing layoffs this year or the next year. Enrollment has been good for us in the last several years following COVID, whereas some of our surrounding districts, they've continued in a declining enrollment trend. But it's also, gives us the opportunity to address any structural deficit or anything like that as we, it's still a downward trend for reserves, but we're not, standing at the edge of a cliff, we're, getting slightly closer. So, not, numbers going on, higher and higher like the prior interns have done, but we could do worse. And finally, these are projected ending fund balances for the rest of our funds. Cafeteria fund is robust and healthy. State facilities fund, Fund 35. This is the funding for the Tropico Middle School project, the UBK project at West Park. So while there's money there, projected ending fund balance is going to be zero because the whole point of getting all that money is to spend it on construction, and construction isn't getting any cheaper. So I'm not anticipating any, savings realized by, somehow work done. Cost of materials has gone down. So that is the end of my presentation. Any questions?
Okay, accept filing of second internal report.
Alrighty, so given all that good news that I just gave, I'm asking the board to approve the second interim as a positive certification, meaning that we are within the state reserve or the minimum reserve limit for current year and subsequent years, the multi-year projection.
Motion by Gutierrez, second by Moore, on favor? Aye.
Aye. Okay, third, content review, reading and approval of the 2023-2024 comprehensive school safety plan. Mr.
Alrighty, so this is the third review of the comprehensive school safety plans. The only significant change to the plans between this meeting and the last board meeting is the update to the Roseman High School plan. So yeah, there's, this is the third time to, look at all of the plans. There's been updates over the course of these, but with the high school and middle school. I asked that the board, either, give us more notes so that we can get them up to board snuff, and then, or approve it.
Do I hear a motion to approve? Motion by Shen, second. Second by Moore, all in favor? Aye. Okay, approved to commence formal bidding for addition of 5 pre-K and TK classroom buildings at West Park. Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, so back in September, end of September, beginning of October, the district was notified that we've been awarded a grant through the state building program for pre-K, TK classroom buildings over at West Park. The amount awarded to the district was $10.9 million for the addition of 10 classrooms. This bid is this bidding is for the classroom buildings themselves, so that we can start to get to know what the buildings are, and the architects can work on design and layout and get through DSA and CDE approval, so that we can move forward with construction on this project.
I make a motion that we approve.
Motion by Gutierrez to approve. Second by Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Approve Southern Kern Unified School District voice over IP phone system installation for Tropical Middle School. RFP number 2024, number 2, award bid to Cavallo Electrical Contractors for $75,000. Mr. Wexler.
So we are installing a new voice over IP phone system and clock bell paging system at the Tropical Middle School old campus. This will put them on the same system as the new campus and the rest of the district. There are two bids there. One is for the installation. The first one for Cavallo Electric for $75,000. They were our only bidder. The second bid is from SHI for the equipment for $114,000. There was one other bid that SHI came in much less. We recommend that the board approve these two bids so we can move forward with procuring the equipment and doing the installation for the new voice over IP phone system and clock bell paging system at Tropical Middle School old campus.
Thank you. Motion by Moore. Second by Schminsky. All in favor? Aye. Next we can vote. That was item J, and then you also mentioned item K. So approve Southern Kern Unified School District voice over IP system equipment for Tropical Middle School. That was the one you said came from SHI. That was lower for $114,000. Motion. Motion by Gutierrez. Second by Rendon. All in favor? Aye. 5 ayes. Thank you. Okay, personnel items. Oh. Okay, so approve authorization to issue a one-time 4% off schedule payment of $7,438.92 for Superintendent Barbara Gaines based on the 2023-2024 annual salary. No 5.5 salary increase. This is an action item. So this follows the February 7th, 2024 approval of the tentative agreement with CSEA, which included a 5.5 salary increase, retroactive July 2023, and a one-time 4% off schedule payment. So what we are asking or proposing is to award our superintendent the off schedule 4%, which is $7,438.92.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Gutierrez, second by Mr. Vincelette. All in favor? Aye. 5 ayes? 5 ayes. Okay, approve the following listed personnel items, Ms. Harris.
Okay, we have one correction, and that is at the very top under classified confidential employment reservation. Jacob McKinney is actually a classroom para, not a one-to-one. So he is transferring from Tropical as a classroom para to Rosedale Elementary School as a classroom para.
Okay.
So, with that correction, I ask you to approve that as written.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept as written.
Correct.
That's correct.
Motion by Gutierrez, second by Moore. All in favor? Aye. 5 ayes. Oh, we have a jury. Make the motion to adjourn by Ms. Kaminsky. Second by Raymond, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Time, 8:57.